Alright everybody, this one's a pretty cool radio. This poor guy was a victim of many years of not so hot modifications, we'll just say. His DC switch was all J-whoppered, and the AC was coming through this guy. Originally, he had a clock. This is a uniden Madison. It is an MB8719 chip. Down there, so you can see that. It is an MB8719 chip, and does have the right crystal, so it was easy to channel. But there was just a lot of bad modifications. So we took out as much of the bad work as we could, cleaned up as much as we could. Some stuff we don't take out. I know what some of this guy is, but I don't know. This is a 142 board, and we usually play with the 2000. It's not much different, but I've never seen that, but we're going to leave it because it's not harming anything. And I don't know if or what he may have pulled out to make that happen. So the clock went out, it's gone. Now he's got a 6-digit frequency counter. And this thing reads in transmit and receive. His clarifier is open. He can slide transmit and receive with his clarifier. Dial it right in. Now, with the original supply, when you turn this thing on, all it did was go. Here, give you an idea of what's going on with this poor guy. That had to go. This is the biggest problem on this board, but being shunted so bad, or not shunted, but being, abused with AC for I don't know how long, just dumping AC out where it shouldn't have. It was just, we got another board out of a 142. It is a repurposed component, but we just took the whole board out. And since we're not replacing the clock, this part of the circuit didn't matter. And as we were taking it out, it was cracked. We just ripped the whole thing out. And then here's this clock module. Now here's what can happen when AC rails at this cap. That's what happens when AC rails through your radio that's made for DC. So we took this guy out. And on top of that, on the main board, we're going to send him back all this. You see these little charred goodies. That came out of the radio. So that's what happens when your power supply goes goofy. And you start hearing a wicked hum in your receive. But now, works. Working. No more hum. And not only that, but now when he goes to DC, flip the switch and unplug the radio. Lo and behold, he's still got a radio now. The AC DC switch works. So that was something that concerned him, and there was some really funky work going on. I'm sure when he sees the video, he'll look at this and go, "Oh, thank you." All this has been tied down. When you add stuff to these radios, like we added the channels, we added the frequencies. So like this is the tap for the frequency display right here for the input. This is the channels being tapped. This is the new power supply board where we retapped the transformer, fixed the switch. All it's been put back. So this radio is back the way, pretty much, hang all our cords up here, pretty much the way it should be. So now, let's flip it back to AC. So now, his radio, 1850, and then the counter on the 1850. 1850. His counter matches his output display, his output frequency, so it's metering it properly. Now we're gonna, sorry guys, we're gonna put this thing down on its feet. So let's look what happened in here. We took a Galaxy counter and put it in here after we replaced this whole guy right here. Mounted the display in where the old clock display went. On this one, it was pretty easy because the screws were just the right length apart to hold this display in. So, and then over here on these buttons that used to run the clock, he now has lowers, and if he pushes both of them, he has uppers. And of course, from band to band, you may have to dial it back to 5-0. And there's another thing, this one here, for having the stock clarifier in there, this one's pretty stable. So now let's get to his power. I thought we had him about 4 watts. Yes, it's a 100 watt slug. So 4 watts. Turn my gain up. Audio. That's about 12 watts of peak swing. Audio. See if I can get my reflection out of there. There we go. Audio. 11, 12 watts peak swing from 4 watts. That's all he wanted. This radio is not supposed to be audio 1, 2. And that's supposed to be ridiculously loud. Audio 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Audio 1, 2. There's some monitored audio with a stock mic, and it's really not too bad. We're not going to turn it up so it doesn't squeal. But very nice radio. His meters, all meters are working right now. The meters had a couple issues. So we basically gone through this whole thing. And look, guys, when you send me radios like this, you know, we don't mind straightening them out if they haven't been completely tore up. But, you know, just, you got to expect it's going to take some time. Okay? This gentleman was patient, and it paid off, because this was kind of a very special deal that we did for him. You know, he's got about 100 channels now, 6-digit counter. His power supply doesn't hum in his receive. All the meters are working, all the lights are working, all the buttons are working. He's got all the goods he could want. So, Mr. Wilson, here is your Uniden Madison. We'll be shipping it off to you today. Hope you enjoy it. Welcome to the 409 Family Radios. Everybody else, check it out. Be safe, everyone. 730s.